He was the second player drafted in June of 1999, one spot ahead of a certain sibling. 20 goal scorer as a rookie, 41 goal scorer the year he won the Art Ross, and now a member of the NHL's 300 goal club. He's now in his 13th NHL season, all in Vancouver, certainly one of the Swedish elite. Number 22, Daniel Sedin.
Hi everyone, and welcome to CanucksTV. We're with number 22, Daniel Sedin. Daniel, thank you for doing this. How are you today?
Very good.
How's it been in Canada for you? And I know that's a really open-ended question, but it's been 15 years now since you were drafted.
Yeah.
Does it seem like a blur to you?
It does. I mean, when you're in the middle of it, it's, time doesn't go that fast, but when you look back, it seems like it's been flying by. So it's been good. It's been up and down, and I think we learned a lot as people and as hockey players too. We've been through a lot, and I think we appreciate every day.
Were you close to playing soccer as a profession?
I don't think so. I mean, we were pretty good, but I think if we wanted to play soccer, we had to move from our hometown when we were 16, and we didn't want to do that, so we stayed at home and played hockey, and I think we made the right decision.
You know in this country what it's like to be a young, talented hockey player, the huge expectations on you since you're maybe a teenager, even younger in some cases. That's the case in Sweden too, right? There's a huge expectation that you were saddled with, you and your brother.
Yeah, I think so. We come from a hockey town too, and we have a team in the Swedish Elite League, so that's your dream growing up, to play for that team. And I think when we were 16, I played my first game for that team when I was 16, so it's a lot of pressure, but I don't think you can compare it to kids who grow up over here though. I think hockey is obviously a very big sport in Canada.
What did your parents want for you? What did they want you to not to do with your life, but what kind of people did they want you to be?
Yeah, I think they always been. I mean, we have two older brothers, and they always set the standards for us, for me and Henrik. I mean, they were always good in school, and education was number one for them. It was number one for us too, and that.
Dad was a vice principal.
Yeah, exactly. So that.
No choice.
Yeah, but they want us to play sports and have fun and be part of a team. But if we didn't do our homework, we wouldn't go to practice. That was number one for them, and I think that kind of lowered the pressure on us to play sports. I think if we did well in school, they were happy.
Was it hard being a twin in terms of the expectations? Did they always seem like they were twice as much because you had Henrik's expectations with you? Is that fair to say?
It's very fair. I think so. It's even now too. I think we go through tough times and good times together. And when things are tough, I think if Henrik has a tough time, I'm going through the same things, I think, and for him the same way. So yeah, I think that's fair.
Your older brothers, what do they do?
One of them lives in our hometown. He's my neighbor actually, and he works in our hometown.
I'm not going to pronounce your hometown.
No, please don't. The other brother lives outside of Stockholm actually, an hour drive away, and he works in Stockholm, so he takes the train or the car every day, goes in there and works, and they're both, we're very close as a family, and they always been there for us.
Do they have their own identity in Sweden, or are they Daniel and Henrik's brothers?
Well, I think both. I think everyone knows them because of who we are, but at the same time they have their own life, and they've done very well for themselves working wise, so it's been good to see.
Did you go to a hockey school, or did you take a particular hockey course within the school you went to?
Yeah, I mean, when we were 16, we have a choice it's called the hockey gymnasium, and you go and play hockey in the mornings, and then you go to school, and then you practice with Modo at night. So I think that's the main thing, I think, why so many NHL players comes from our hometown, because you get lots of practice and good practice, and we have good coaches, and when you practice with good players each and every day, you're gonna get some good players out of there.
So who were the beacons, who were the idols, who were the ones you looked up to from your countrymen?
Well, I think growing up in our hometown, you looked up to the players who played in Modo, in the Swedish Elite League, and Peter and Marcus were obviously two big guys when we grew up. So there are two of them, but there were more too. I think you looked up to those players.
Played in Peter's backyard, right? Wasn't that a place where you guys all gathered?
That's kind of where the rink was, in his backyard. So I think, yeah. And back in Sweden too, in our hometown, there's rinks at every school, and that's where you play. If you have a break at school, you play hockey or field hockey, or whatever. So it's yeah, that's kind of the main thing to do in the winter.
The Vancouver Canucks are very proud to select for Marshall Smink, Team Moto of the Swedish Elite League, Daniel and Henrik Sedin.
What do you remember about draft day? You've probably heard the audio of Berkey having a little chat, and
Yeah,
making sure everybody was doing what they were supposed to do so that you guys could go 2 and 3.
we were nervous, of course.
Were you?
Didn't really know what to expect, and it wasn't until like 5 minutes before the draft that Thomas Gredin came up to us and told us that they were going to take both of us. So that was an exciting moment, I think.
When did you first become aware of NHL discussions and possibility of the draft coming in 1999, and that you guys could well be prominent in that draft? Not just in that draft, but prominent in that draft. When did that all start?
Yeah,
to
that was
unfold?
kind of late. I think obviously over here that's what kids dream about. But my dream and Henrik's dream growing up was playing for our hometown team. That's the only thing we cared about pretty much. And
Is that because you didn't think you would be good enough for the NHL, or was it just so far away that?
yeah, far away, and it wasn't televised, and you didn't really read too much about it. So it was probably like a few years before the draft, maybe, where you realized that yeah, it is a league over here too.
Did you understand like the expectations that were on you, like?
No.
Just you personally, but both of you. Did you have any idea what you were getting yourself into?
Not until we came over here, and things didn't go as good as we hoped. I think we realized how passionate the media and fans are, and that it was a tough first few years for sure. But I think it was important for us to go through that, because now when things go bad, I think we're able to handle those kind of things better now, because we had those tough 3 or 4 years. So I think whatever comes up now, we're going to be able to handle it.
Criticism was obviously interesting, given that in your first year, you scored 20 goals.
Yeah.
There was only 2 players on the team. I think Marcus and Bert were the only players that scored more goals than you in that first year.
First year was kind of, I think we got by. Didn't do too good, but didn't do too bad either. But I think it was second and third and maybe fourth year too, where I think we were criticized, and that, like I said, I think it was important for us. Looking back, it was tough at the times, but I think it was good for us to go through.
It was probably remarkably fortunate through that to have each other. Otherwise, I'm not saying you're on your own, because Trevor was a big help, was he not?
Trevor, Marcus, Matthias, you can name we had a lot of support from our teammates. And
Did you guys go to them, or did they come to you? They knew it was going on.
No, we were quiet. We didn't talk much. So I think they came to us, and I mean, they didn't have to say much. It was just you could feel that I think they liked us, and they supported us, and I think every player has gone through tough times, and I think they knew what we went through. So it was that was probably the biggest thing, I think, that the support from your teammates and the organization too was amazing, and I think things would probably been different if we didn't have that support.
Is it just not in your DNA to lash out? Because I think it's been remarkable that you could go through all of that in this market with such scrutiny, and we're pretty myopic. It's the one thing we lock onto. And it was year after year. It wasn't just a couple of months one year.
No.
It was year after year after year that the Sedins aren't producing and doing as much as they should be doing and justifying being second and third picks. But you guys never, I don't want to say took the bait, but you never lashed back. You never fought the criticism, even though it impacted you.
Yeah, maybe our English wasn't good enough. We couldn't. But no, I think that's, you go to yourself and go to Henrik and talk to him, and there's no reason talking back, because people have their opinions. They still do, and I can't change that. I can only do my best out there, and I mean, every player is going to have their critics, so that's the way I look at it. There's some people going to like it and some people are not going to like it. There's nothing you can do about it.
a lot of athletes have been through that and not got through to the other side. You guys managed to persevere. How did you do it?
You come to a point where you kind of don't care anymore, and that's what we got to. We came to a point where we can either go home to Sweden and then play at home, or we can.
And you thought about that, didn't you?
Well, for sure. I think that was a way out, kind of. But we decided that we're going to work hard and take it day by day and get back to playing the way we did when Vancouver drafted us. I think that's why they drafted us, because we played the way we did. And once we did that, I think things started to get better, and slowly, but I think we got better.
Goaltender still in the net, down to 1:19 seconds to go, and Vancouver in control of the puck. Henrik Sedin center, and Daniel scores! Daniel Sedin's first National Hockey League goal ties the game with 1:13 to go in the third.
What happened 04-05, the lockout year here? You played at home, and then you came back, and obviously since then, production-wise, things changed drastically. I know there were rule changes, but what was that year like for your guys, for your psyche?
Yeah, I think the lockout year, we went home and played in Sweden, and got back to playing our game, I think, the way we played before we got drafted. And that's, I think, we realized, let's bring that game over here. And I think physically too, we got stronger, and we were able to play that game. So I think that year was big for us. And I mean, me and my wife had our first baby that year too, and kind of took everything. When you left the rink, you went home and saw your kid, and it took a lot of pressure off, I think. Because before that, I think 24/7 pretty much you were thinking about hockey, and that's tough. It's too tough.
Did you know, maybe we never know prior to having children what it's going to be like, but did you have a sense of what being a dad was going to, how it was going to impact you, and what sort of comfort that would, and perspective that would bring you?
I don't think you realize what it's going to mean to your hockey career, because like I said, that's when it turned around. I think you came to the rink, you worked hard, and when you left the rink after games, even if you lost or won, you dropped it right away. And refreshing, I think. You come back the next day and you come to the rink, and that's when you start to think about hockey. And
a lot of players get saddled by the energy it takes to be a dad, and they can't focus on hockey.
Yeah.
Even if you lost, you won. That's exactly. A beautiful way to put it.
Yeah, and I think it made it easier to come to the rink after losses or when you played bad or stuff like that. So it's and that's something I still try to have in my life. Just you come to the rink, you work hard, and you answer to the media. You do all that, and then when you leave the rink, you go home and be happy.
You guys aren't real good at patting yourselves on the back, but I'll ask you what it was like winning the Art Ross Trophy. It's a singular trophy. It's not a team trophy. It goes to you.
Yeah.
What did that represent to you?
I think it was a big thing when Henrik won it. I think that's never been in our heads that we could be up there for that award. So when he won it, I think it was like, wow, that's huge.
And the heart.
And the heart, exactly. And for me to win it the next year, it was amazing.
So I ask you what it means to you, and you talk about what it means to Henrik.
Yeah, well, I think that kind of, when he did it, I think you realized that.
Well, you knew.
Yeah,
you knew what it meant to him then.
Exactly,
right?
And I think he did everything he could to win it for me next year, so it was good.
What's the, is it hard to explain the DNA and how it translates to a sheet of ice? Like the ability to know where the other is. And, you know, we used to see it with Gretzky and Curry, and we've seen it with great players in the league, the ability to just have a sense where somebody is and how you can throw a pass off the boards as if it's another player, and there it's magically on Henrik's stick and it can come back to you. And I mean, Burroughs comes in and obviously fits in pretty well, but is there something special about the birth date and how it's worked for you guys as hockey players?
I don't know if it's that or that we played together for so long. I think if you look at any successful player in this league, there's always two, I think. I look now, there's Ovechkin, Bäckström, that took Zetterberg. I mean, there's
Crosby, Kunitz.
Exactly. You find someone that plays the way you play and think the hockey the same way, and that's when you have success. I think you can't. This league is too tough now to do it yourself. You need either 2 or 3 players. And you mentioned Burroughs too. huge for us, I think, because he came in and I think we think hockey the same way, and that's why we were successful.
Yeah, it's been remarkable to watch, obviously. Why are you the scorer and why is Henrik the passer? Was it the same in soccer? Was Henrik kind of the midfielder, the distributor? Or?
No, I think soccer we were pretty even that way, but I think we were both centermen growing up until we moved up one age group and they needed a centerman and a wing. So that coach decided that Henrik was going to be a centerman. It could have been the other way around too, I guess. Yeah. But I think as a centerman you become more of a passer, and as a winger you have to shoot it. Otherwise we wouldn't be a very good line. So I think that's what happened, and I had to work on my shot, and he worked on his passing. So I think that's the case.
Now they're in again. Daniel Deeks, he scores! And hat-trick set up by Henrik.
We've already talked about the trials and tribulations of representing the city as a hockey player and the pressure you guys were under and how you endured it and got through it. And you love this city.
Yeah.
I mean, the interesting part that initially it wasn't very easy, and it's become, I guess, what, home away from home? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I would say it's our home now. Kids are growing up here. Our wives loves it here.
But a city that shunned you embraces you now, right?
Yeah, but they, I mean, like I said, there's always going to be people who doesn't like you, whatever you do, and there's going to be people that like you for who you are. And I think for most part, the fans and the people in the city likes me and Henrik. We always felt there was support from the fans, and that even the first few years, we always felt like mostly the fans were supportive of us. So it's it's been a good 14 years.
What's it like in public?
People
give you your space?
Yeah, we try to be out there as much as we can, and I think if you hide and you're inside and you don't go out, that's when it's going to be. Once you get out there, it's going to be people going to come up to you. So we try to get our kids to the park, take the kids to school, and go out for dinners, and I don't think it's a big deal when people see us out there. So it's been very good.
What do you tell your kids about who they are and who their dad is?
We try to just be as normal as possible, right? That's all you can do, and I think I hope, or I think they're proud of me too, and what I do. So that's all you can do. Be as normal as possible, and just make sure that they behave and be good people.
It was a remarkable thing you and your brother did for Children's Hospital. I guess the real simple question is, what was the motivation? Why would you do something of such a huge level of generosity?
Well, I think when we first came over, the one thing we learned from the older guys and from this organization is that you're gonna have to be involved in the community and help out, visit hospitals and Canuck Place and whatever it is, and that's always been a big part of being a Canuck, I think. So. And I mean, we've been there too. We've been there with our own kids, and we see what kind of place that is, and great people who works there, and we visit those kids every year, and you see what they go through, their families and themselves too. So I think when we signed a new contract there, we got the chance to do something and give back, and it was nice.
Is that a little perspective for you when you go there and you walk out of there and you can say people are worried about us only having X number of goals in the last number of games, and there's this going on?
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing people and kids, what they go through, it puts our life in perspective, that's for sure.
You gonna coach one day?
I don't think so.
Could you coach what you do?
I think so.
It's hard for great players to coach.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you want to do? Thought about it?
Not really. I mean, there's always going to be a chance, I think, to be involved in hockey, but we got 4 more years in this city, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I haven't thought that far ahead.
What about horses?
It's going to be a big hobby. It's going to stay as a hobby too.
What's the appeal?
Great animals, exciting races, and for us to be able to find that special horse, and I think we have. We bought a horse 2 years back who won the biggest race in Europe last year. So.
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby version of Europe, right?
Exactly. So that was amazing, and yeah, it's just.
So it's the animals and the competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Daniel.
Thank you.